Hello everyone, this is Avik, a makeup artist from Kryolan City Delhi. Today we have a model Shivani with us, and we are gonna do a little bit of high definition makeup on her, especially the high definition base. As we can already see, Shivani's skin is pretty okay and pretty nice, I would say, and nice and tight, and the high definition makeup and the high definition base would go absolutely fantastic on her. On Shivani we would use the high definition micro foundation cream and the cachet palette for a little bit of concealing on her under her eyes, around the mouth, and there is not much problem on the forehead, so we would basically cover the little bit of eye portion and the mouth area. So let's start with the application of high definition base on Shivani. So we have already cleansed our model's face, we have toned, and we have used a moisturizer. Now what I'm using is the micro foundation primer. It's called the HD micro primer, and this is how it looks like. I will use the HD micro primer on a model. When I'm using the primer, I'm also using the primer with a foundation brush which has got synthetic bristles to it. And the primer should also be applied in the direction of the facial hair, else the facial hair would stand up and would look really unnatural after the entire makeup is done. You need to apply the HD primer evenly throughout your face. After the application of the primer, we will start with the concealing part, and the concealing part will be from the micro foundation cachet palette. This is number 180, micro foundation cachet 180 number, and this can be very well used for under eyes concealing. For the concealing, you can use the concealer brush, or you can even use the foundation brush, whatever you are comfortable with. The concealer color that I'm using has a wonderful yellow tinge to it, which actually neutralizes the darkness under the eyes. We'll also use a little bit of concealer around the mouth. When you want to take a concealer or a neutralizing color, you should use a neutralizing color which has a little bit of yellow undertone or something which is orange. If the problem is little too dark, the intensity of orange has to be also a little more. The yellow color has to be a little more. The undertone color of the concealer can be a little more yellow if the problem or the problem area is a little too dark. So because my model here, she has pretty nice skin, what we can do is, and what we're doing is, we are applying the concealer number 180, which again has a little yellow undertone to it and kind of neutralizes the darkness that my model has. After I have completed my concealing, I will start with the base application. This is the high definition micro foundation cream foundation, and the number is MFC 240. While applying the base, you need to keep one thing in mind. Wherever you have not applied your concealer, you can run your brush very well. You can blend the base well with your skin. However, wherever you have applied a little bit of concealer, especially on the eye area or around the mouth, the base, when you're applying, you need to apply in a dabbing motion and do not blend it. If you blend the base on top of your concealer, the base and the concealer will blend together, and the concealer will actually lose its intensity. remember, whenever you're applying your base, apply the base in very small quantity. Wherever the base is required, you apply in that area of the face, and wherever you find there is very less requirement of base, take a very small amount of it and blend it through. Also, there is another very important trick which you can follow while doing any of your base is, after the application of the base, if you still find there is some area which is felt grey, you can take your concealer and you can blend through it again. So I still find the area around my mouth to be a little grey. What I can do is, this is my concealing color, which is the MFC 180. So you can take a little bit of 180 and you can blend it through. So the yellow pigment in this color will neutralize the little bit of grayness around the mouth. So there is no hard and fast rule of using the concealer only before the base. You can also use the concealer after you are over with the base. Once we're satisfied with the application of a base and we are okay with the color and the skin is more or less even toned, we need to fix the micro foundation cream base with the finishing powder from the HD range, which is called the micro silk powder or the micro finishing powder. We would be using two different shades from the HD powder, which is called the micro silk powder number 5, which is a little ginger in color, and we would also be using MFP, which is micro finish powder. It is one and the same thing, micro finish powder number 11, which is a little light in color. So we'll mix these two shades and we'll use it with the help of a powder brush. There is one very important point to be kept in mind while application of powder over the base. That is, whenever you are applying loose powder on top of any base with the help of a powder brush, please do not swipe it through your base, else there will be stroke mark of the bristles on the base. You can dab it through your base. That will give a more even finish to your entire base. When we apply loose powder on top of any cream base, we actually see a very powdery finish. But you can actually take a look at the model's face, wherein you can see even after applying the micro silk powder on top of the HD cream base, you don't see a powdery finish, but the natural shine of this face still remains on her. In order to take out the extra powder particles from her face, we're using a buffing brush in a very gentle sweeping movement, so that the extra powder comes off and the natural shine of the skin peeps through the powder application. So now you can see how wonderful our model's face looks like after the application of makeup. After the application of the HD cream base and the micro silk powder, you can still find the natural sheen of her skin remaining on her face, which is giving a wonderful lifelike radiance. So you know how wonderful HD micro foundation products can be on your skin too. To complete today's look, I'll give a gloss to Shivani of her choice, and we'll see how the final look comes out. See, when I'm applying a gloss on my model's face, I'm not applying it with a brush which is dipped in the gloss. What I'm doing is, I'm taking the stick out and I'm taking the gloss on my lip brush and applying it on my model's face. This actually keeps your gloss safe from any kind of infection, and also it's pretty hygienic. So you can see how wonderful our model looks with the HD micro foundation cream on her, and it's just the base and the gloss that's creating such a wonderful effect. So yes, if you want a free trial for the HD cream foundation or any other HD foundation for that matter, be it liquid or mousse, you are always welcome to visit our store. Or if you have any query for the HD range of product or any other product from Kryolan, so you can drop us a mail at kryolancitydelhi@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this video.